Now inside Bumburet Valley, the landscape changes once again. The valley opens slightly, with a river running through it, surrounded by steep forested slopes and scattered villages. But what makes this place truly unique is not just the geography, it is the people, the Kalash. The Kalash are one of the smallest and most distinct cultural groups in Pakistan. Today, only a few thousand remain living in 3 valleys here in the Chitral region. Unlike the surrounding population, the Kalash have maintained their own religion, language, and traditions. Their belief system is often described as animistic or polytheistic, rooted in ancient Indo-Iranian traditions, with elements that resemble early forms of Vedic religion. Nature plays a central role. Mountains, rivers, and forests are not just part of the landscape, they are part of a spiritual world. A world inhabited by gods, spirits, and ancestors. As I move through the valley, one of the first things that stands out is the clothing. Kalash women wear long black robes, richly embroidered with bright colors. Around their necks are multiple strands of beads, and on their heads, a distinctive headdress known as the kupas, decorated with shells and beads that fall down the back. It is a style that is immediately recognizable and completely unique in this region.
This is a museum of Kalashi culture.
In contrast, I also notice some women dressed in black, fully covered. These are those who have converted to Islam. Over time, some members of the Kalash community have adopted the dominant religion of the surrounding region. This has been happening gradually for centuries, especially since the spread of Islam into these valleys in the medieval period. Today, the Kalash remain a minority within a minority. Their culture continues, but under pressure.
Now I'm waiting for trying to get a guide who speaks English and Kalash.
Walking through the villages, you can see both continuity and change. Traditional wooden houses built into the slopes, balconies, storage areas, and living spaces all integrated into the structure, but also signs of modern life, electricity, tourism, outside influences. Historically, the Kalash were part of a much wider cultural world. Before the arrival of Islam, much of northern Pakistan and eastern Afghanistan was influenced by Buddhist and earlier Indo-Iranian traditions. Over time, most of these regions changed. The Kalash valleys are among the few places where elements of those older traditions survived. There are many theories about their origins. Some connect them more speculatively to soldiers from the army of Alexander the Great. And as you walk through the valley, you may notice something that often draws attention. Among the Kalash, it is not uncommon to see lighter features, including brown or even blonde hair, and in some cases, blue or green eyes. These features have contributed to the fascination surrounding their origins. However, most scholars agree that the Kalash are more likely descendants of ancient Indo-Iranian populations who have lived in this region for centuries. As I walk through the village, another detail becomes clear. The construction of the houses is both practical and distinctive. Built into the slope of the mountain, the homes are made from layers of stone and timber, arranged in terraces so that one roof often serves as the courtyard for the house above. In many cases, the wooden beams are fitted together without the use of nails. Instead, they rely on interlocking joints and careful placement, a technique that has been passed down through generations. This method is not only efficient but also flexible, allowing the structures to adapt to temperature changes and minor ground movement. The design reflects both the environment and the needs of the community. Compact, functional, and closely connected to the land. Later, I visit the cemetery. Here, the approach to death is very different from what is found in surrounding regions. Traditionally, the Kalash did not bury their dead in the ground. Instead, they placed the bodies in wooden coffins above ground, often in open graveyards set apart from the main village. These coffins were sometimes decorated or marked, and the location itself held cultural and spiritual meaning. Death, in Kalash belief, is not treated as something hidden or separated from daily life. It is part of a broader cycle. Historically, funeral ceremonies included music, gatherings, and even elements of celebration, reflecting a different perspective on life and death. Today, some of these practices have changed under outside influences, and burials are now more common. But the older traditions still remain an important part of Kalash identity and cultural memory. Standing here, it is clear that this is not just a place of loss, it is also a place of continuity, a reflection of how this community understands life, death, and the connection between them.